Fighting Christians first took part in the playoffs of the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics in 1973 and went all the way to the championship game before losing to Abilene Christian. They were back again in 1974, 1976, and again made it to the championship game in 1978. As the 1980 season began, so began for Elon College a search for a national title, a quest.
Coach Colley taught me an important lesson in life, and it's more important to be respected than liked. Coach Colley was tough. He was a very tough coach. He was a disciplinarian.
Very knowledgeable, very disciplined, very thorough.
A strategic coach.
I probably wasn't a player's coach. I was probably a very strict disciplinarian.
And he really employed the styles of today's coaching staff.
Demanded that people just do it the way they were supposed to.
There was a little bit of fear as far as you didn't want to mess up.
Was a little bit more of a dictator, I think.
Ran the team much like a CEO would run a business.
This native of Edenton attended East Carolina University, where he played under the great Clarence Stasovich.
From the top to the team down, Coach Colley was providing great leadership, great strategy, great discipline, and lots of respect among the players.
I just didn't know what would happen, but all the players and the coaches just fell behind the program, and we were very fortunate that first year, not making it to the playoff, but we finished number 6 in the country. Then the next year, with maybe a little added confidence, we put it all together and made it to the national playoffs.
1978, my freshman year, we were second in the nation. Had an outstanding team, went down to McAllen, Texas, and unfortunately we were beaten.
And then in 1979, everything that could go wrong could go wrong.
In the 1979 season, a severe rash of injuries hit the team, and that was greatly responsible for a disappointing season.
Jimmy Riddle, our All-American linebacker, got hurt. Our quarterback, who was an excellent quarterback, Mike Curran, he got hurt.
And no one was happy with that. So when we reported for training camp in 1980, the year that we won the first national championship, things were very different. Things were much more intense. Things were very aggressive.
We rededicated everything with football players and was a little bit stricter on them. We wouldn't let them get away with anything.
Everybody had a bad taste in their mouth, whether you played or as a coach. And Coach Colley said, we're not going to go through another year like 79.
The first game we played very mediocre. We beat Elizabeth City State team. The second game we went to Mars Hill and played about as poorly as we could possibly play. And you asked me if there was ever any doubt. Drove back. I probably got back home around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. I remember getting in bed. My wife was saying how it went, and she said this. She said, "Jerry, are you sure you know how to coach?" And I said, "Honey," I said, "I think I do." And so we didn't know what to do after that game. Monday, we're getting ready to go on the field, and we weren't sure as a coaching staff what we wanted to do. We were all back in one office, and I said, "Fellas, we're not going on that field until we have some kind of plan for today's practice." And then I got an idea. I said, "Here's what we're going to do, fellas. We're going to go out there today, and no matter what happens, we're just going to laugh at it." I think we use that whole practice as laughing. What it did, I think, for us, it brought us all together and tried not to put any pressure on our players. Because like I said, we'd played 2 games. Won, played poorly. Lost the other one to Mars Hill and didn't play worth a darn, and ended up winning the rest of the game.
We were 1-1 the first 2 games, and then John Bangley came in, but John Bangley was that missing piece that we've had over the years. John Bangley was a very, very good quarterback.
So we marched through the season and had a lot of big games along the way.
Now it is December 20th, 1980, and the final day of the quest is at hand. The sky is clear, the temperature at 32 degrees, a slight wind, as the Fighting Christians meet Northeastern Oklahoma State University.
First championship was we won, I believe, 17-10, but the game was never really that close.
Well, I think it was 2 keys to victory. One, our quarterback, John Bangley, who had transferred in, and of course Bobby Hedrick. I also remember Joey Hackett making a crucial catch on a crucial 3rd down play. seemed like they had the ball at the very end, ready to go score a touchdown, and I think they threw about 4 straight passes in the last minute or so that we stopped and won that game.
Their quest is successful. They brought a national championship to the Elon campus, and their supporters joined them on the field.
It was like, finally, we did it. We did it because, as I said, a lot of the guys were in playoffs before. Some of them didn't play in that 78 season, and they wanted to get there. It was jubilation. A repeat, I don't know if we talked about repeating the first day of summer ball.
81 season, there were some doubts. Our All-American running back, Bobby Hedrick, our tight end, Joey Hackett, had graduated.
But once you win, you got that confidence. It's not cockiness. It was an aura of confidence.
I don't think there was any doubt that we couldn't repeat, but everything had to go. I used to tell the fellows before every year, I said, fellows, somebody's got to win a national title, and it might as well be us.
Saturday, December 19th, 1981. Another day which would live long in Elon football history.
It was cold that day. I think the chill factor was down in the low teens. I think the first 4 times we got the ball, we fumbled it. And I think they missed a total of 5 field goals that game. But then late in the third quarter, we had them backed up at the other end of the field. We blocked their punt. It's on about the 15-yard line. And I think I remember telling John Bangley, our quarterback, I said, John, I don't know if we can score a touchdown or not, but I said on 4th down, that ball better be dead center of the field. I was pretty confident we'd make it. I mean, it wasn't that long. He was an All-American. I think he was something like 14 of 17 and probably hadn't missed one inside the 30. And we had all the confidence in the world.
And with the championship, though, came another development which surprised many. At a news conference, a new coach introduced. Jerry Tolley's resignation announced.
I said, this could be my last game, especially if we win it. And I remember walking the length of the field and back, all by myself. There's nobody here, just thinking about what I was going to do. And then I went back to the office, and I was in there all by myself, and I actually looked in the record book to see if anybody had won 3 straight in NAIA, and surely they had. So I said, Jerry, if you come back and win 3 in a row, then you've only tied it, and then you'll have to come back again and win 4 in a row, and what's the chances of winning 4 in a row? So at that point, after looking at the record book, I said, now's the time.
When we walked over there in that corner and those banners went up, yeah, it makes you feel proud. This school has come such a long way since the 80s, and it's so nice to see that we're getting close to being back to that playoff mode here. And it's I think part of putting those up there helped motivate that team that's out there now. So.
It's a lot of fun knowing where we were and where the schools come and where the team's going, and the ability for us to, we believe Elon should be at that level of football now and forever. I mean, once you experience success, that's what you want to have happen to you.
But there's never a time that I don't come in the stadium and I just glance over there. I mean, you know, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. What I want to see is a couple over here now in Southern Conference and national titles.